Hello everyone. Okay, today I'm going to show you how I make lasagna. I am starting to brown my meat and I did put some spices on it already. You guys know me, when I'm cooking like this, I don't measure my spices, but you want to add enough so that you can taste all of the spices. So I just like to brown my meat a little bit before I add my onion, but I do have one whole sweet onion here that I just chopped up. I have black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika. The salt, I'm not going to add any to the meat. That is for the noodles when I boil the noodles. We have some allspice, which I did already add, and parsley, which I will be adding later once my sauce is pretty much done. We have some lasagna noodles, and I'm just using ragu sauce, but if you wanted to make your own, you absolutely can. I have 2 jars of sauteed onion and garlic, and then I have a large jar of chunky mushroom, or super chunky mushroom. I have brown sugar, which I'm going to be adding to my sauce. Once I add the jars of sauce in there, I'll add my brown sugar, and then I'm going to be just simmering it for maybe an hour or 2 on low. I have some Parmesan cheese. I have ricotta cheese, which I'm actually going to leave out now because it's easier to work with when when it has sit at room temperature for a bit. I just now got that out of the fridge. And then we have 2 bags of mozzarella cheese, and then you're going to need a baking dish that we're going to butter the baking dish. So I'm going to brown my meat a little more. I'll try to turn it up a little higher. I just like it to get a little bit brown first before I add my onion. So yes, when it comes to spices, you just want to be able to taste them all. So, I have quite a bit of spices in here, as you can see. I eyeball it when it comes to spices, but what you can do is, once we get the sauce added in, once the meat is done, onions and everything, all you have to do is just give it a taste. And for instance, if you can't taste the black pepper, then go ahead and add more. If you can't taste the garlic powder, go ahead and add more. That's what I do, so that's what I'm going to be doing. I'll let you know how much brown sugar I add. But yeah, so that is what we're going to need. I will show you the steps as I go. Okay, I just wanted to show you when it comes to allspice. So I added about 4 of these. Now it's going to be 5 because I'm going to add more, but watch. Okay. So like that. I just do dashes, so now that was probably like 6. But it'll be fine. Allspice is awesome. I love allspice. Okay, so now the meat is pretty good. So now we're gonna add our whole sweet onion. We're gonna cook that for a little while. Okay, my meat mixture is pretty much browned. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer it over to this deeper bowl here. We're going to add all 3 sauces. And then once I get it all mixed in, then I'll probably start with maybe a 1/4 cup of brown sugar packed. And then I'll give it a taste, and I will keep you guys posted. Okay, I got it transferred to this bowl, and now we're just going to turn the heat down. I turned it down to 2. So we're going to go ahead and add the sauces, add the 1/4 cup of brown sugar, and then give it a stir, and then I will put the lid on and let it simmer for a bit. Okay, we have like a heaping 1/4 tablespoon, and I did pack it down as much as I could, so in goes that. Now we're just going to give it a stir. I'm just going to let it simmer. Oh, we can also add, I have the parsley. If you have fresh parsley, you can definitely use that. I don't use parsley quick enough to get fresh. So yeah, we're just going to give this a stir, and we're going to let it simmer. I'm going to put the lid on it, probably let it simmer like definitely at least an hour, possibly 2 hours. And I'll be back when it's time for the next step. My sauce has been simmering since about 5:30. It is 7:10 right now. I'm just gonna keep letting this simmer. At 7:30 p.m., which will make 2 hours of simmering, I'm gonna start boiling my water. And I do have the pan here. I'm gonna add a little, I use filtered water, so my water jug is refilling in the fridge, and I did already salt the water. So at 7:30, I'm gonna turn my water on high, get it boiling, and then I will add my my lasagna, my pasta. I did give this a taste just a few minutes ago. I did end up adding 3 more tablespoons of brown sugar, and I also added more onion powder and more black pepper. Everything else was fine, so definitely give it a taste, and you know, if there's any spice that you cannot taste, then go ahead and add more. So yeah, that's how we're looking. We're almost there. Okay, I just turned my sauce off. My water is at a boil, so now we are going to add the lasagna noodles. The package says cook for 8 minutes. I'm going to test them after like 7 minutes. I'm gonna set a timer because I want them to be al dente, because what we're gonna do is after we're done layering, we're gonna put the lasagna in the oven. And actually, we're gonna put it 325. I did already have my pan here, my baking dish, which I did butter. I lightly buttered all around it. So that's ready to go. All right, I'm gonna add my noodles. You can gently stir them, and it's okay if they don't fit in all the way right in the beginning, but as they cook, you'll be able to fit them all in, and then just gently stir them with a spoon. So I'm gonna get the noodles in here. We're gonna cook them. I'm gonna start off with 7-minute timer, test them. If I need the full 8 minutes, I definitely will, but I'll be back. Oh, and one last thing. So when the noodles are done, we're just gonna turn it off, and then we're gonna strain it in a strainer, which I have right here. And then we're gonna run cold water over this because we want the noodles to stop cooking. And then we're gonna drain it real good, and then we'll start layering. So I will be back. Okay, so the noodles are done. I did end up cooking them for 8 minutes, so I cooked them per the instructions on the box. And then I just poured cold filtered water over them, and I just have it sitting on this pan here. Our sauce is done. I just have a ladle here because we're gonna be putting a little bit in the bottom as well before we start layering. I have my Parmesan, my mozzarella, and my ricotta. Now, I don't like a lot of ricotta, so I typically just put ricotta on the very first layer. So yeah, but I did give it a stir. You just want to stir it, you know, as you're using it, you'll just want to keep stirring it just so it, you know, stays creamy. I have another bag of mozzarella here. So what we're gonna do, this is a buttered dish. We're gonna start off by just taking our ladle and just gonna pour some on the bottom. And we're gonna get a little bit more, like so. I could probably use another spoon, actually. Let's grab another spoon. And you just want to put a little layer down first. All right, all right, all right. So there we go. Now, if any of your noodles break, that's fine. You can put it to the side and You know, if you get close to the end and you need more, you can definitely add them. You just piece them together as you can. Now, if you wanted, you could just, if there are any broken pieces, if you want to put it in the middle, that way no one sees it, you can do that. So yeah, let's get layering. I'm just gonna start taking the noodles and spreading them out in my pan. Okay, I have my first layer in here. Let's see if I can bring the light over here a little bit more. Okay, got the first layer. I did overlap a little bit. So yeah, that's my first layer. And now we're gonna put the ricotta cheese on. And I do it, let me see if I can show you. Just put some on. And then we spread it. And sometimes I'll use 2 spoons. So you can just spread it like this when it's room temperature. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this spread all over the first layer. I'm gonna add a little bit more. But yeah, I'll be back as soon as I'm done spreading. Okay, I got my ricotta first layer on. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some of the Parmesan on. I never use egg. Some people will mix the ricotta with egg. I never ever use egg and it's always fine. Okay, and now we are going to add the meat mixture. So you just pour it on there and spread it out as you can. And then we're going to put the Parmesan on top. And if you happen to have any sauce left, you can freeze it, or actually, where's that? But yeah, you can freeze any sauce you have left. So what we do, or you can put it, actually you could put it in the fridge if you wanted. You could put it in the fridge or freeze it, whichever you wanted to do. Let's put a little bit more right here. So yeah, now we just keep doing the same thing. Now we're putting the mozzarella. I love lots of mozzarella in mine. So after this layer, then we're going to go back to the noodles and we're going to just keep doing the same thing until we get to the very top. Love mozzarella. All right, I'm gonna get layering. Now I'm gonna do the noodles on top. Okay, I have my next layer of noodles. And I guess I will add just another little layer of ricotta on here, but I won't do the very last layer. Okay, I just did a real thin layer for that layer, a thin layer of ricotta. Now Parmesan, sauce, mozzarella. Okay, I used the rest of the mozzarella cheese from the first bag, so just opened the second bag, and we're gonna go again. Noodles, Parmesan cheese, sauce, mozzarella. Okay, it's all done. So now we're gonna just put it in the oven. I did end up using both bags of the mozzarella cheese. For the Parmesan, I have that much left. I will definitely freeze this, and I do have some noodles left. I'm not sure if I'll save those or not, but this I will definitely save and put it in the freezer. I make my spaghetti using the same sauce. I make it the same way. So yeah, I can freeze that. Now this is gonna go in the oven and I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's done. Okay, the lasagna is done. I did let it cook for 45 minutes. Now we're just gonna let it rest and sit. I have it on a cooling rack. We're gonna let it sit for 15-20 minutes and then I will slice it. And we'll give it a taste. Okay, hello everyone. My lasagna is done. Let's give it a taste. Hopefully I don't burn my mouth. That looks so good. That is delicious. Absolutely, absolutely delicious. And this heats up perfectly too. Very, very good. All right, I'm gonna go finish eating this.